I'm trying to think. Oop, my mic. Um, okay, definitely like in my 20s, everyone was like, "You have a resting bitch face," but that was like also survival. Like I was one of two female black officers in a field artillery battalion, combat arms, blah blah blah, not
Mhm.
blah blah blah, but
Mhm.
and so they tell you that either you're gonna be a bitch, oh, a
Mhm.
bit,
Bleep. Mhm.
or a slut. And I was like, I'll take the bitch any day. Um, and so the thing about the army is so funny because when I like went in, of course, like I wasn't an NCO, but like I was like, ooh, I'm so ready to yell at soldiers. Like I'm ready to, like I'm gonna be
Mhm.
like, I was literally gonna be like, get your ass a parade rest.
Mhm.
But as an officer, like that's not my role, and so my NCOs took care of that. And so I just kind of got to just know what it felt like to wear the rank. And so I also feel like the army is a place where like you can be a dick and nobody's really gonna say anything. Not that
Mhm.
that's right.
Mhm.
And like I wasn't a dick, but I was just like whatever, I mind my business. And like I felt like I only spoke when I needed to. Everybody's saying the same thing, so I'm like I don't want to just talk to talk, and that's kind of like what happens in the army.
Mhm.
I remember one of my first leaders. He was like, "You need to speak up more in the meetings. Like you need to be more visible." And I'm like, "For what?"
Is anyone else speaking up? Why
I'm
didn't they?
like, I'm like, I'm not even field artillery. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Like, I literally just like do this admin stuff and I do that. So if you ask me a question, I have the answer. But like, there's nothing extra I need to contribute,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna say anything just to make y'all feel better.
Right.
Um, so yeah, but then fast forward, I was just like, I can't get away with that in a civilian world. So I need to tap in and figure out a way that makes me feel comfortable, like a way that's authentic, that's not extra draining. No
Mhm.
matter what, like being in office is just draining. And so I feel like I've made it my own. There's like no method to the madness, but it's just showing a little bit more of my personality. And that's the other thing too, like in the workplace, if you're quiet, like you cannot win. Either you're gonna
Mhm.
be the aggressive black woman or you're like too quiet. And when you're quiet, people still take that as um I don't know the word, but or like you're not a team player or
Mhm.
like you don't contribute or
Mhm.
maybe you're not a good cultural fit. Um, and sometimes there's just really nothing to be said. Like for us culturally, we go to work, we get our job done, and we go home. Like to us, those are not our friends.
Mhm.
Like your coworkers are not your friends. But what I can say is that I have found value in opening up a little bit at work. Not giving too much information, but just like opening up enough to where if something comes up, a friend can be like, "Oh, I think Kim would be really good at this," or "I think Kim
Mhm.
would really like this." So definitely, if I had any recommendations, it would be like use it to your advantage. You don't have to do too much. Like just do what feels authentic to you, and it's trial and error.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like I've probably talked to my current coworkers more than I ever talked to like my previous ones, or
Mhm.
maybe similar. But I think that also really helps where I don't feel like I have to do too much. Right? I think leadership kind of impacts that in the way that anxiety looks on black the way that anxiety looks on black women is being snappy, is having an attitude, right? Because our nervous system is just like shot.
Right.
And so next we'll talk about how silence has become a form of protection or protest.
So the younger generation, what are they, Gen Zers and whoever, whatever we want to
Yeah.
do, they have this blank stare that they do now. So I always laugh because when I ask a question or something, I go blink blink, like I need an answer.
Mm-hmm.
But they literally now have that deadpan stare, and I love it because you'll ask them to do something, they be like, and you're like, so it's that meme where the person's on the stage and they're like, I enjoy it because
Mm-hmm.
now it's like it is taking back over the silence. It's taking over that dead space, and it's like I heard what you said. You're reading it with my eyes, but you either might want to reframe how you asked it or told me something, or you might want to find someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, in our quietness, that is usually the answer too. Especially for me, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm quiet and someone says something, I'm like, and I don't speak up because I'm like, oh, you got the wrong one. I'm not I'm not the one they should be asking. They should be asking someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how now it seems like the next generation is taking back the power of it
Mm-hmm.
and like, no, I don't have to answer it. So you don't even need to know anymore. It's just You're like, you know what? I'm gonna ask, or I'm gonna just do it myself. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna move on, and you got your answer with nothing being said. So I think there is power in it. Um, Now, and there's even techniques for people to prove that they're actively listening,
Mm,
or you don't always have to have an answer or response to something. So, or it's good to just sit with what was said.
mhm,
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think there's power in it now, and I think we are taking back the conditioning of having to be quiet for the younger generation that we are raising.
mhm.
Um, because I do want my son to be able to speak up. I want him to know like a teacher isn't always right, and it's not to say he go into school and be a menace, but if you feel like you're being treated differently or not the right way, or you're not getting what you need, speak up.
Yeah.
You have the power to do that. So
No, I agree. I think there's power and protest in silence, as well as speaking up. For me, I'm like in a season of like using my voice. I always had the voice in my head though. Like my first response is to be like, "Don't piss me off," or like, "You heard what the fuck I said,"
mhm,
or
mhm,
like, I don't know, like. That's just like my first response is to like want to cut somebody out, but like it's never that serious.
right,
And so sometimes like I'll let people, I'll give them a few minutes or whatever, but I'll just sit there and be quiet. And I'll just let the silence fill the space. And then I may, continue as usual. But then if they're not reading my face, it's going to come out of my mouth. And I'm not going to be rude, but I'm going to be so firm
mhm,
that you're going to know, do not play with me. I do, in general, like demand respect. Um, and so I'll use my facial expressions. I had to like kind of get out of that when I was younger.
mhm. I don't have
But
the
I'll be
luxury
like,
of doing that. My face still reads everything. Come again? Okay.
what was that?
Mhm,
But I'm so quick to be like, I'm being professional. You need to be professional right now too. This is my understanding of this. Let's move on.
mhm,
Or I can work with someone else.
mhm,
And I'm just kind of glad that I've like detached from thinking that things are personal. People are people. People have bad days all the time. I have bad
mhm,
days all the time too. Does that make it right that
mhm,
people take it out on me? Absolutely not. But I can speak up for myself, and I don't
mhm,
have to flip a table for to get my point
mhm,
across. And so that's something that I'm really proud that I've kind of like gotten through. But also, when conflict is present, I'll say what I gotta say, and if I feel like it's falling on deaf ears, like I'm not gonna say nothing else, and I'll also disappear.
mm, mm,
That may or may not be toxic. We'll talk about that one day.
mhm.
But I feel like I'm not gonna go back and forth. Ain't that many words in the world. I'm
Ain't that many
serious.
words in the world?
Like maybe not in a dictionary. Like I'm not about to go back and forth with you. I said what I said.
Mhm,
You can apologize. You can fix it. We
mhm,
can move on. Or you can stand 10 toes down and I'm going to go mind my business. I'm not,
mhm,
that's one thing. I've never been no arguer. I've definitely been like, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
mhm,
That's probably my pride, my ego. But a lot of times that action looks like me disappearing and blocking.
mm, mm.
Mm, yeah.
I could get that. I could get that. Interesting.
But
I don't know if I've been in a position of like to the point where I'm like blocking or disappearing. I'm more of a like bet.
that's my bet.
Gotcha. Noted.
That's my bet. I be like, okay, fine. But I don't do no talking. I ain't got time for that. Um, but okay.
Mm, okay.
So, those of you who talk too much, slow it down and let the silence fill the space. And for
Mhm.
those of you who are not using your voices, use it. It ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Mhm. That's just time to speak up. I mean, we joke about it, but we're like, this is the moment where it's two quiet girls and got something to say. We finally speaking up. So, talk. Say what's on your mind.
We got the mics now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just chime in. Anything you want to add, tools to it. Touch on how you feel, how you overcome it, especially being the quiet girl. Is it hard to speak your mind? Uh, how that looks in your world as far as career wise, and just anything you would like to share or put in the chat, we could talk on or answer to later. But yeah, slide into our DMs on IG, Instagram, at the Warm Truth Podcast. You can shoot us an email, the Warm Truth podcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yes.
And also, after sliding in our DMs and sharing your stories, we just like to thank you for allowing us in your earpods, in your car, in your home, and spending time with us today. Make sure you like and follow us and subscribe, depending on what platform you listen to us on. But also make sure you follow us on all platforms so you can listen to all of our new episodes. So until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.